Gather round, folks, and I'll tell you a tale of a guy and a couple of his friends that had an idea. An idea for a TV show about comics back in the infancy of YouTube and our halcyon days of youth. We called it Last Wednesday, and we talked about comics, news, and reviews. This was long before monetization was a thing. I mean, hell, this was long before there were ads on YouTube. Yeah, YouTube used to be ad-free. We did it all for fun. Well, I did anyway. But that's a story for a different time. On occasion, we'd make it to a convention and talk to some of the creatives that made the books we loved. This is how I made friends with and got to interview some of my favorite people in comics. Speaking of which, prepare for incoming time capsule in 3, 2, 1.
We're here with Last Wednesday, continuing coverage of MegaCon 2007. Now my next guest is Mr. Dave Finch. How are you doing today, sir?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing great. How's the con treating you today?
It's been great. It's been busy, and everybody's been really positive, and it's been a great show.
Excellent. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that the MegaCon is doing well. What's your favorite part about the con experience?
The warm weather, and the great restaurants around here, and we had a panel. A lot of people showed up, and they had some good questions, and it was, it was nice, and just the turnout is great. So this is my first time coming to MegaCon, and you never know what to expect when you haven't been to a show. So it's been a really great crowd. Everyone's really polite here.
I'm very glad that you decided to come to MegaCon. This is one of my favorite cons. What pushed you in the direction of comic book artwork?
I had no education, and I like to draw, and I never really saw artwork as being a career, just because I never really saw it as something that would be really creative. I just didn't think sitting down and copying something in front of you was what I wanted to do. And my sister used to read comics, and I picked a few up, and it just changed my life. I mean, I realized you can create whole worlds in comics, and it just really appealed to me. So I just sat down and started drawing, and didn't stop until I finally got work.
It's a great story. What do you read currently, like as in comic books or regular books?
I just don't have time for regular books anymore. My whole life I read them, but now I've got 2 kids, and I just can't do it. But I've been reading Mike Carey's X-Men, which I love, and I'm dying to work with Mike Carey someday. I talked to him; he's here. So I look at the pictures on a lot of the ones. Actually, I read Leno Francis Yu's Hulk Wolverine, which is great, and the Civil War. I've been reading that, and I just got actually Ron Garney's Amazing Spider-Man, and I loved Ron Garney for so long, but the writing is great too. It's Straczynski's pacing is not the way that I would want to go. Like artistically, it would drive me crazy, but sitting down and reading it it's great. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's got a nice voice.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Dave. I really appreciate your time. Enjoy the rest of your con, and we'll be right back with more coverage of MegaCon 2007. Thank you.